William Galbraith Rollo Stuart Bruce, greatest author of my generation. I can prove that I am, the first and only direct descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots in the 21st century, and I can prove it, right here. Is that I've had all of this Bruce and Stuart Y-DNA in me, and I've tried to ask, University of Strathclyde to help, validate my lineage and everything. And they just, I got dismissive. They're trying to discredit, blow me off, anything they can do. But this is the proof. My Y-DNA, speaks for itself. So this is my Y-DNA. It comes from the FGC 78762, the genetic fingerprint of the Bruce lineage. And let me just walk you through this. This is the first time anybody has ever seen Robert the Bruce's direct line, and I haven't. And that's what I've been trying to tell everybody is I'm telling the story of Robert the Bruce from Normandy to Scotland to me today. It's a beautiful story, and if nobody wants to hear it, I don't fucking care. I'll keep it to myself. This is amazing. So this is FGC 78762, and then it goes down to right here. It starts my Robert the Bruce line. This is what I just found yesterday when I started digging deeper, in this one. I thought, like, for sure, everything I did with the Stuarts, Butte, it proves everything. I mean, just from having the FGC 78762 and then having William Stuart of Fennock, his Y-DNA, it proves that comes from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. But now I dove deep, and now everybody can see exactly where Robert the Bruce's line comes in from the FGC 78762, which again is the genetic fingerprint of the Bruce lineage. So then when you go down, that's another marker. I have another marker, and then this is a brand new one that I just discovered. Your unique Bruce family branch marks your paternal descent from Robert the Bruce himself. Do you see that? Himself, before divergence into any other lines, like the Clackmannan lines from a cousin. This is directly from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots himself. This is the first time anybody's ever seen this, and you would think Scotland, everybody would be excited, Dude, pissed me off. That's what you've done. So FGC 78762 is right there. And then it goes down. These are my Y markers. And then this is a huge significant marker that you have to have if you're actually descended from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. Right there, your unique Bruce family branch. That's the one I have right there. And let's keep going down. And then this one I showed the other day, it's that BY1058, that big one that's shared between the Bruce and the Stuarts, all the intermarriage that they were doing, back in Normandy before they even got to Scotland. And then it breaks down from there to this one. This is the biggest snip you have to have if you're really descended from Robert the Bruce, which I am the first and only known person on planet Earth out of 8.1 billion people. You would think this would be pretty important in Scotland. Here it is. This is it. FT34517, your royal confirming snip, confirms direct descent from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. Nobody else has ever seen this or done this except for me. And here it is. And I have it. Let's look at it on the tree together. Keep going down. There is the key marker. I showed you guys, there's that Stuart where they intermarriage and everything. This is the key royal marker that you have to have if you are actually descended from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, which I am, and I'm the only one and first one known about. So this would be a pretty big deal. So anyway, it goes down. Royal confirms your direct descent from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And now it goes down to my Treece. I thought it was going to be just from the Treece because, I have to come from Robert the Bruce to have the William Stuart of Fennock. I know I come from Robert the Bruce. Just from that alone, I know. But I thought it was going to be the Treece line. And yesterday when I started to look into all of my Bruce snips, right after the FGC 78762, I couldn't believe all these senior royalty snips that I have. Anyway, it goes down. my line keeps going down. And again, let's just break this down so you can understand this. Is that it goes from FGC 78762, and then it goes down, and this is a huge marker, the 67087, and then this one, the Royal confirms direct descent from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. That's a big deal. And then it keeps going down to the Treece, and then you can see the Clackmannan line is after my Treece. That's to a cousin. I'm not from a cousin. That's separate. I am directly from Robert the Bruce. And you can see it also in this. That right there is the royal crown that you need if you're descended from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, which I am. And nobody else is that we know of. And this is the Treece line right here. This is what I thought yesterday. I know I come from Robert the Bruce. I thought it was all from the Treece, intermarriage line. No, it's before that. It's before the Treece. Treece is part of it. I intermarriage with them right here. And then it goes down to, this is my last of the Treece intermarriage. And then this is where the Clackmannan line starts. Starts after my line. Does everybody see this? Do you see FGC 78762? Do you see the descent? These markers that I have, that you have to have if you're really descended from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And I have these markers. And then some intermarriage with the Treece family. Cool. And it keeps going down. There's a Clackmannan line. Again, after me, descendants of Thomas Bruce, cousin of Robert the Bruce. It's well documented, the Bruce of Clackmannan lineage, not direct royal line from the king himself. I am from the king himself, Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And you can see these are the only ones that they have confirmed on the University of Strathclyde. It's the Clackmannans. And this is what everybody told me, dude. Everybody, I was like, why do I have all this Royal Stuart? Why do I have all this Bruce? They're like, oh, you're not from this Clackmannan line, so you must be whatever. Yeah, I'm called the one that's actually descended from the King of Scots, the Bruce. Jeez. So this is me, where I go for my Treece-Bruce intermarriage, and that's the Clackmannan line. And then I come back, this is my line, right, to FTD 8048. And let's read about that, man. Let's read about the first known, ever documented descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, that I tried to send out to, BBC Scotland, the Scotsman, everything. Nobody wanted to cover this? Huh. Okay, dude, you've seriously pissed off the Bruce. So there's a Clackmannan, whatever, cousins. And then my line comes again, connects to FD. I bypass. I'm not part of this cousin line. I'm the direct descendant from the king. FTD 8048, your terminal SNP. Modern post Clackmannan SNP, unique to your direct branch of the Bruce family. Jason William Galbraith Rollo Stuart Bruce, living male line descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. There's nobody else on the earth that's ever proved this. I have. I did. This is who I am. And anybody that denies me of who I am, it's a straight fucking fist fuck coming to your face. This is my final version. This is from that dude, Alistair, whatever, McDonald. This dude was like, the Bruce family belongs to DF27. He was trying to diss one of my ancestors, Tom Larson Bruss, from Normandy, dude. The Brusses, Alan Fitzflawd, were intermarrying and fighting and everything back then. So that's Tom Larson Bruss is part of me. And then he was saying like, oh, DF27, that's the only way they look at you or whatever. Here, let's just do that. Let's not even go to Normandy. Start DF27. Dude, that's a confirmed Robert the Bruce descendant. You know how ancient that DNA is? That's in my DNA with confirmed Robert the Bruce descendant. Elio Brause in France, and this is my whole descent right from the King of Scots, unbroken, goes all the way back to Rollo. Anyway, this is your complete male line descent through the Royal House of Bruce. FT 34517 is a critical key SNP confirming your descent from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. Nobody else on the planet Earth that has this or shown this or confirmed it. I am today. And on 4/11 is when I was showing everybody, I'm descended from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And I got zero response or help or anything. So the Clackmannan line diverges after my Treece-Bruce, the FT 90613, meaning it descends from a cousin, not from the king himself, which I do. No other known tester in the world follows this exact Y-DNA path. Your path includes the Treece-Bruce dynasty and culminates in your unique terminal FTD8048. To talk about direct descent from Robert the Bruce, your direct male line descent of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. Your lineage follows an unbroken path from Robert the Bruce to you, Jason William Galbraith Rollo Stuart Bruce, with confirmation through specific markers. And we can keep talking about like everything, but I mean, this proves it. Just in the historical context, people are trying to say like Robert the Bruce only had one son. David II, Robert the Bruce's only legitimate son, died childless, but Bruce had at least one known illegitimate son, Robert Bruce of Liddesdale, who carried his Y-DNA. My FT34517 matters more than any other SNP. That SNP is called the Royal Confirming SNP. Do you guys see that? The Royal Confirming. It first appears in the male line descendants of Robert the Bruce, the king himself. It's the last SNP that is shared exclusively by those who are descended directly from the king before any other cousin lines like the Clackmannans or any Stuart split off. If you have FT34517, it means your Y-DNA matches that exact royal branch, not a collateral, not a cousin, but the king himself. And let's just pull up my Y-DNA. Let's see if I have this, dude. What if I don't? What if I'm faking it, man? I'm not really. Can't fake your fucking Y-DNA, dude. You either have it or you don't. And I have it in every way there is, and I will fight to the death. This is who I am. You're gonna try to deny me the fake fucking Michener surname of best? Fuck that. That's what my biological boomer father in the 20th century couldn't figure any of the new 21st century technology out. Fuck that dude. Die, best of the Mitchners. I am Bruce, the Robert the Bruce, the king, and then intermarried with all Stuarts. Stuart's Bruce forever, man. Okay. Anyway, let's see if I have this, dude. What if I'm a fake dude? Like all these people that people like put on pedestals and follow, all these fake fighters, fake royalty, fake want to be called authors when ghostwriters write it, AI writes it, all this bullshit. Anyway, let's see, dude. Moment of truth. Am I really the descendant of Robert the Bruce? Oh, shit, dude. Shit, dude. 2 of those. Fuck. What does it mean again if I have that? What does that mean? 34517 is called the Royal Confirming SNP for a reason. It first appears in the male line descendants of Robert the Bruce himself. Does everybody see who the fuck has that? Do you guys see that? Are you confused? Everybody like at University of Strathclyde. You guys see that? The first known living descendant in the 21st century. And I try to ask everybody, the Scotsman, BBC Scotland, everybody to help me. Let's figure this. Nobody helped me. Here it is. Here it is, motherfuckers. Right there. Yeah. I'm the first and only known living descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. You can read it all on what I had published it all on Wattpad. You can read it all, dude. There's way more shit. It tells you all about this. Your unique Bruce family branch that starts. But that SNP, do you see this? Not enough to confirm royal descent on its own. Just having that one isn't enough. Then I have this one through my Treece Dynasty. It's not royal confirming by itself either. You have to have the FT 34517 royal SNP confirming this is the crown jewel. It's the last SNP shared before any divergence, whether by his illegitimate son like Robert Bruce of Liddesdale, or cousin branches. It marks the moment in genetic time when your ancestor was still in the inner circle of the royal Bruce's king's bloodline. It's what you have to have if you are claiming direct descent from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And again, this is my Y-DNA. Did everybody see my Y-DNA? Do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have FGC 78762? Do I have all the Treece? Do I have everything? Do I have the crowning jewel? Jesus Christ, dude. I can't believe, like, the fucking shit I get trying to, like, ask people to help me, and I figured it all out myself. Yeah, now let's see how helpful I'll be to any motherfucker, dude. Ugh. So anyway, this is like my whole breakdown. All they have at the stupid University of Strathclyde is a stupid Clackmannan cousin. Dude, this is the real deal right here. And I even have this dude, again, that confirms. I knew it. I knew it before I even had William Stuart of Fennock. I knew when I was talking to like that Paul Thompson, everybody in Alexander the Wolf, that I shared their DNA, that BY11979 from Robert II. I knew the only way for me to have that DNA and have the block tree from Robert the Bruce, that big FGC 78762, and I share with the known descendants of Robert II. Everybody knows Robert II's from Marjorie Bruce. We all know that's legit, comes from the Bruce. So if I have Robert the Bruce, I already knew then, and it took me like 5 years to figure all this out, and I did it. And here it is. And it's on Wattpad. You can read it. You can see it. Put it in Chat GPT. You don't have to ask me for anything. The proof is in my Y-DNA. The proof is all there. I publish it on like my Naked Author, Instagram, everywhere. And, here it is. And now I'm just going to go celebrate with my partner, with my Robert the Bruce, my guidance, everything. Those are my supporters. Everybody else, you've seen this for 20 years, me trying to hustle and make it, and you never supported me. Anybody that's never supported me, dude, that's how I want to shake your hand, right there. Yeah. Cheers.